I had the opportunity to watch the verdict with some community members who invited me. And I saw the community members, like you said, they were surprised. And that really was kind of disheartening to me because I had followed the trial, obviously, and I felt that the prosecution had a great case. I felt that the actions of the officer were not only beyond policy, but beyond reason, and certainly shocked my conscience. And so it wasn't a surprise to me, but what was a surprise was our community members hoping that they would see justice in the face of, an obvious miscarriage of justice and what Derek Chauvin did on that day.
I was happy to see some form of accountability and some form of justice as well. And not just in the verdict, but also in the fact that the Minneapolis police chief and other officers actually testified against the excessive actions by the officer, which I felt promotes the idea that we as peace officers will no longer stand by and let other officers commit heinous crimes or act inappropriately. And I think that's the start and the beginning to building trust with our communities, is the moment that we as leaders start pointing out inappropriate behavior by our counterparts.
When that officer was found guilty on all charges, it was a sense of relief that we finally got one right. But at the same time, though, I had to pull myself back and say, we're running a marathon right now. And I can't cheer that I started the race. I got to finish out the entire marathon. And it's going to be a marathon that we're going to be involved in. And there's other officers that are also doing the same things. And those individuals need to be held accountable as well. The biggest thing is accountability, holding our officers accountable for the things that they do, and also holding myself accountable and my administrative staff.
If I'm accountable, everyone below me is accountable. No one's off limits when it comes to accountability, especially as a chief executive. A bad situation of an officer or investigator, there's a bad boss behind that. Either they're being not aware or they encourage in regards to behaviors, which neither one is acceptable. So that's a recommitment upon us. I know my colleagues on this panel have all probably have said to themselves in regards to making sure that we are not going to allow those behaviors to rise up or go unchallenged.
We have a lot of work to do in terms of restoring that honor, integrity, and trust back in our profession. But it begins with each one of us setting the example in our organizations and reinforcing the principles and ideals within the organization. But as I've heard others on this call say, we've got to also take that narrative and that conversation to our communities and have those challenging and difficult conversations. No one ever said it was going to be easy. If it was easy, again, anybody could do it. But all of us are here, I think, because we all are willing to do the hard work and make the sacrifices to make our communities better places.